Okay, I think I'm streaming. Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late. Alright, that's good. I can hear myself. Alright, that's good. I can hear myself. Alright, let me mute this. Okay, cool. Yep, okay, so let's see here. Do do me pin Charlie's Beats. Hello, welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. I'm starting a few minutes late, mostly because I have a kid and it's daylight savings time. So, all right. Adam zero zero seven. Hold on. Adam 07950. Thanks for the follow. I was under the impression you had followed before, or am I thinking of a different Adam? Anyway, thanks for the follow. Um, okay, all right. I have literally done nothing. I'm a little late. Uh, I even had some technical issues, so I was like, all right. So I haven't even put on the cheating gloves. If anybody wants to watch me put on cheating gloves, here's cheating gloves. It's called Sort Quick. So here we go. Anyway, hopefully everybody had a great weekend. My weekend, it could have been better. Let's just say. I mean, losing an hour. So for anybody who is not in the United States, those of in the United States, we changed times and we all lost an hour. Well, those of us that observe this, mostly people in Arizona, don't. Twitch acting twitchy. Yeah, I totally understand. I've seen instances in which people I know that I follow some people and then later I discover I'm not following them and it's just like it's so weird. Like it's I totally get you, man. I get it. All right. So, let's see. Putting on cheating gloves. I know I have a bunch of boss tricks from last time. I practiced one of them, so that's good. Although I practiced it literally right after stream last time, so we'll see if it works out this time. And I did revisit an old trick that I did that I don't think is on the list, but I came up with something new to add to the beginning of it. So I might want to do that one as well. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. So anyway, my hopes and sympathies out to every parent out there who has to deal with their child and the time change. So, but all right, okay. Darky Blaine, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing today, Darky? Should I call you should I call you Derek? I always say Darky Blaine, and I'm like, it almost seems rude to call you Darky, right? Let's see. Adam says in Indiana they did not like changing clocks because it confused the cows. Oh yeah, I can imagine like livestock and like all sorts of animals. It would totally mess. I said, turkey is fine. Okay, all right. Thanks for clarifying. Appreciate it. All right. So let's see here. All right. Red, blue, oil, and water. Okay, so this was a boss trick from last week, and I just want to see if I can do it. Mark Rides, welcome in. How's it going? Thanks for highlighting. Are cheating gloves a real magician's accessory that make card handling easier, or are you just metaphorically putting them on? Oh, Mark Rides, I'm metaphorically putting them on. Durkee says, doing well, trying to Tonsel drone stuff or magic stuff. Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, Mark rides. I am just figurative, metaphorically putting them on, so I don't actually put anything on. I basically just use this because, especially like in cold, dry weather, my fingers get pretty. They don't have enough grip to handle cards like comfortably the way that I feel like I need it for reliability of stream. Normally, when I'm practicing at home, if I'm just like practicing some moves or whatever, I will deal with like the dry fingers because I'm like, all right, it doesn't really matter if I mess it up because nobody's watching, but I'll go through the motions. And then uh, when I'm streaming, I'm like, oh, I need it to be like a lot more comfortable. I will put on the cheating gloves. So, but yeah, it's just me putting on like extra grip. So actually, here's the interesting thing. So I use this stuff. It's called Sort Quick, which a lot of people might have seen um, use at cash registers, like when you would go to the physical store and people would pay with cash, and the cashiers would count the cash like with their hands. But nowadays it's mostly digital payments. But magicians will have actually special stuff. So there's actually recipes for getting like tactile fingers and stuff. So some of them use like glycerin, sugar water, alcohol, not like all in one, but like different formulas would use different things. And they put it in a spray bottle and you spray it on your fingers to get tactility for like, a good hour or something. And then, so it's kind of like this, but same purpose, different, different method. So, all right. So I want to do a boss trick. So this was a boss trick from last week. So I'm going to start with red, blue, oil, and water. I only practiced it last week right after stream. So let's hope I remember from last week. Okay. So here we have two red cards, two blue cards, and the two red-backed cards are red, and the two blue-backed cards are black cards. And so that's how you will, yeah. Mark Ride says, I thought it was used to make opening plastic bags at the register user. Oh, that's true too. Yeah, if you're a bagger, that would also be used for that. So, but anyway, so, okay, so here's what I want to do. If I if I intermix the red and the blue cards on this side, you would expect that they would be intermixed on the other side. But Adam says, renaming stream title Go Sticky Fingers to get more viewers. Oh, God. Maybe one day if I need the viewers for whatever reason. Oh, hold on. I clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. Okay. We're going to start completely over because I I actually meant to click on. So I had my stream information up. I wanted to click on my activity feed just so I could see that. I accidentally clicked the scene because there's a habit. All right, okay. So here we go. The two red ones, two blue ones. All right, there we go. So here's what I want to do. Let me go ahead and I'm going to mix these red and blue or black cards. And but look, if I snap, you'll actually see that they separate, right? That's super cool. Now, here's the interesting thing. Some people will see me mix them like this, and if I snap, you'll see that they unmix themselves from the other side. Okay, now here's the thing. If some people believe that when I mix them, you'll see that I mix them over here, right? But then if I secretly, I actually unmix them. I secretly unmix them like this, right? But actually, was that a secret? Because look, if I snap, I actually didn't unmix them at all because look, they're still mixed. I know, is that weird? That's super weird, right? But if I just snap and I show you, they are indeed unmixed. And that, my friends, is, I'll call that a successful presentation of red, blue, oil, and water. Durkee says, just wrap hands in duct tape like Marvel from Home Alone. Oh, Marv from Home Alone, Sticky Bandit. Ah, yes. So here's a couple of other weird things that I've noticed that I'm like, oh, if I'm ever in a bind, like for example, if I'm at a restaurant and I don't have my cheating gloves and I need to perform magic. So what some people might do is lick their fingers, which is unsanitary. I would never do that. But if there's a glass of water or something, I could just use like I can just like touch the glass of water and get some of that condensation on my fingers, and then that will work for like a trick or two. It doesn't last too long because it's just water. But I've determined that there's certain kinds of foods or like dressings that will work, and I'm like also not sanitary because it's really gross. But at that point, I'm like, well, if I need to like perform really well or something, that'll work. I've also noticed when I'm cleaning like, uh, so for example, if anybody has ever tried to clean their stove and you had like caked on layers of like grease on the stove, if you accidentally touch that, it's very like sticky, but it's almost the the amount of stick that I want for like magic tricks for card magic. So super weird, but hey. All right, so let's see. We finished that trick. I'll call that a successful trick. So we beat the boss. Awesome. And if I recall, I think Charlie requested that last week. So thanks, Charlie, for giving me some homework. I did it. I did the homework. I think there were some more boss tricks too, but let me see. Let me consult the spreadsheet. Let me see here. Oh no! Wait, I closed. Oh, there it is. Okay. I restarted my browser because it was consuming a ton of resources before stream, and then I reopened it, and I thought that not everything reopened, but it just populated again. So I'm like, okay, it did it. All right. Let's see here. Oh, okay, and then the other one that was pretty poor, and not because um, I think I did mess it up last time. I think I'm almost tempted to just do all of the boss tricks right away. Oh no, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, alright, let's see here. Next up, Pink Floyd. Okay. Let me just make sure everything is set up. Alright, cool, awesome. As always, we start with the note. Here we go. To whom it may concern, these four jokers have time traveled, and they are very upset at losing an hour. Alright, well, I would be too. as I am. A word of warning, do not place these jokers back to back. Alright, sounds good. Okay, alright, so let's see. First things first, we've got 4 blue-backed jokers. Alright, excellent. So what do I want to do here? Well, they said don't place them back to back. So first things first, I want to place them back to back. Back to back. And hey, there we go. How about this one? Nope. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll place this one off to the side there just for a second. Oh yeah, I remember how I messed this one up last week. Not here. It was like towards the end of the trick. Okay, well, there we go. That is actually, did I do this right? Yeah. Oh. Frolic Chris. Thank you so much for the raid. Okay, I'll start this trick over. Let's say hi to the raiders. Welcome in, raiders. How's it going? Frolic Chris. thank you so much for the raid and bringing everybody over. Um, let's see. Guys, you're not following our friend Frolic Chris. Frolic Chris, pianist, plays a lot of VGM, also plays video games. And let's see who Charlie's Beats is also over there. And Death Chubb, welcome in. How's it? Hey, buddy. How's it going, Death Chubb? Have we met? I'm not sure if I know, or if you changed your name. I may have missed what your name change was. I met you at Gen Con. Oh, okay. All right, excellent. Well, welcome back. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Let's see. So yeah, here I am. I'm doing sleight of hand magic on stream. But anyway, thank you so much for the raid, Frolic Chris. Hopefully, how was your stream tonight? Mark Ride says, "What is Gen Con?" Gen Con is a board gaming convention that I attend. Oh, and I attended it last year. So good. We are the group that was messing with the Asians. We signed a card. Oh, okay. All right. Excellent. So yes, okay, yep, I remember. At the hotel, in the lobby? Okay, excellent. Well, welcome in. Frolic Chris, thanks for the request. I will go, my stream was pretty great, lots of VGM and originals, and then my power died. Oh, dude, I'm sorry that your power died. That sucks. Alright, but I see your request for reset, so let me go ahead and I will prioritize that for the Raiders, and then, yeah, stupid late, lol. It's okay, Death Job. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for coming back. Greatly appreciate it. So, all right. So let me start with this. Let me grab. We're gonna need to grab some cards. So, but anyway, for all Chris, hopefully you had a wonderful stream. Thank you so much for the raid. And let me go ahead and find a bunch of cards for reset. Okay, so here's what we want to do. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Okay, all right. Chris M.E., welcome in. How's it going, Chris? Chris says, hi now. Hi, Frolic Chris. What card did you sign? I guess we will find out when you request. Oh, they signed, so I think it was the Five of Hearts, I think. It was in a deck. I think I've retired the deck. It's upstairs. So anyway, we've got the 4 aces here, and then we've got the 4 kings here. And what I want to do is we're going to go ahead and just... so the king of clubs, introduce all the kings. The king of diamonds, the king of spades, and then the king of hearts. And so I'm going to go ahead and place all of the kings over here. And we will have all of the aces over here. Okay, but here's what I want to do. I just want you to remember that all of the aces are over here, and all of the kings are over here. Actually, do I have my props? I don't have my props right on me right now. So normally I would theme this as like an emulator. So just we're gonna save the emulator state right now. So, all right. Five of Hearts, isn't that Charlie's Beats cards? No, maybe from the old deck, but no, Charlie's Beats is currently... So I had one where I was just using for like when I went out, and so I actually have like 4 or 5 signed decks since I started going. But anyway, I mean, if we need to, we can go go back and find my pictures or whatever. Anyway, so here's the thing. We want to change the state, but even if I just wave it over the top, it won't necessarily change the state of the card. It's not until I have the card touch the pile in which it will change into a king. Yeah, I know, super weird, right? Okay, but here we've got our aces, and some people believe that I can't do this while the aces are face up. And to that I would say, you know, you're probably right, but you won't know until you actually touch, and actually that changes one of the aces into a king. Some people believe that I have to do this only 1 card at a time, but actually I can touch both. Hey, thanks for the transporter sound effect, Mark Rides. Greatly appreciate it. I'll wait until the emote thing clears on screen. I'm not doing anything fishy, I swear. I mean, I'm doing sleight of hand, but so look, I just made these two touch, and look, if you take a look, they're both kings. So now we have kings, and actually, if we check, the aces should be here. So this should be. Oh yeah, look at that. There's an ace. Okay, excellent. But if you remembered, we saved the state when all the aces were over here and the kings were over here. Let's load the save state now. So I'm loading the save state, and if you take a look, I think now everything should be fixed, because if we take a look, this is actually all of the aces. And then over here, let me just go ahead and show you that these are all of the kings. And if we take a look, kings, aces. And that, my friends, is reset. Thank you kindly for that request, Frolic Chris, and thank you so much for the raid. Greatly appreciate it. Mark Ride says, wait, you didn't even do anything. It was all me with the transporter. Well, you know what, Mark Rides? You two are part of the magic. But yes, it was all Mark Rides, guys. Mark Rides activated the transporter. So that was it. Thanks for the trick. Hadn't seen it before. Oh, well, thank you for requesting. So, yeah. For anybody who hasn't been here before, hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, and I like to do sleight of hand card magic on Twitch. I actually structure it like a music stream, so I actually have a streamer song list. There's no songs on it, it's all tricks. So you guys can request tricks if you would like. So there we are. But anyway, so let's see. I did see Durkee Blaine, you requested ambitious, so we can actually, let me push that one up. I don't need to do the other one I was going to do yet. I can do that in a little bit. So this one, let's theme this one as time travel, because you know the United States just time traveled and it was sucky because it was in the direction in which we lost an hour. So let's theme this one as time travel. Okay, so let's see. Durkee Blaine, are you still in chat? Or I know that Durkee Blaine normally works during my stream, so I know it's kind of an inconvenient time. But thanks for hopping in, Durkee Blaine. If not, I can just select a card. Doesn't really matter what it is. So, does anybody want to select a card? You're welcome to. You can either type it in chat, or you can click directly on your screen if you're on desktop, and we will mark a card. And it appears to be, let's see, which one is this? This one that says 4 of Hearts. Is that what we want? That was me, says Frolic Chris. All right, 4 of Hearts was what you were going for, or were you going for Queen of Hearts? Yes? Okay, 4 of Hearts. All right, so here's our selection. 4 of Hearts. All right, excellent. And it already happens to be signed by a different viewer, so if anybody wants to verify, take a screenshot. That's the same one. So when it shows up again, now I want everybody to remember this moment in time. For you, but I'm sure your kid loves it if her curfew is when it gets dark, because now it gets dark an hour later. Yeah, my kid, she was a handful trying to get to bed tonight. So, all right. So I want you to remember this moment. The moment is when the 4 of Hearts is on the top of the deck. Okay, and so that's the moment I want you to remember, because this is the moment in which we are going to come back to in a moment's time. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and place this into the middle of the deck, like this. And now let's do our time travel. We're going to travel back to a moment ago when I had just briefly placed the 4 of Hearts on top of the deck. Obi-Wan, welcome in. How's it going? I know, for Obi-Wan, all of the time shifts have changed, and so this is like an hour earlier for Obi-Wan. But look, the 4 of Hearts has jumped back up to the top. Now, I'm going to go ahead and place the 4 of Hearts back into the middle of the deck, like this. But then, once again, we will time travel just in a moment. An hour earlier is actually better for me, says Obi-Wan. Oh, excellent. All right. Well, this is good, because this will be like this for many months. So, anyway. Okay, now we've time traveled back a moment ago to when that 4 of Hearts was back on top of the deck. Now, once again, I'll place it into the middle of the deck. And importantly, before we time travel, here, you can see it still sticking out of the deck right there. And so look, that's not the Four of Hearts. And I'll just push it in the deck, and now we'll give it a minute so we can time travel back. Actually, I can also eat this heat map. Delicious. Mark Wright says, we need some Doctor Who theme music as channel point redeem. Oh, so I have not watched enough Doctor Who. I really need to watch more. I might be able to find a sound clip. I will look into that. Thanks. But look, if I show you now, the Four of Hearts has jumped back up to the top. Now, some people think that time travel is very difficult, and to that I would say, yeah, you're right if you're going backwards. But if you're going to go forwards, maybe I'm actually cheating. Maybe I'm not going backwards in time. Maybe I'm going forwards in time. And so, here's the card, and maybe I'm making the deck... Violet Evie, thank you so much for the resub for 5 months. Greatly appreciate it. Mark Rides, Big Whovian here. Start with 2005 Doctor Who. Okay, on HBO Max. Woo! Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and push that into this packet, push this into this packet. Now, what you may be thinking is that, oh, if I can travel forward in time, maybe after the stream, I just set the deck back up so that the Four of Hearts is on the top, which is currently not right now. That's
Hello there.
it. Hello there. Well, thank you for the bits. Whoever played that, Anonymous. Oh, thank you, Anonymous. It kind of looks a little bit like it, but that's just the Four of Diamonds, and I'm not hiding it on the bottom either. But actually, so after the stream, I'll put the deck back into the state where the Four of Hearts is back on the top, and then I actually make the deck go forward in time. And so here it is. And that, my friends, is the ambitious card routine themed as time travel to get a card back on top. Thank you so much for that request, Turkey Blaine. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I know you're working, so if you catch it later, no big deal. Anyway, Violet Evie, thank you so much for the resub. Let's see here. Let me run through the cards. I'm trying to find... I know Violet Evie has signed a card. We're just going to double check. I just got to find it. Violet Evie has signed the Jack of Hearts. Thank you so much for the support, Violet Evie. Oh, that camera contrast went crazy there for a second. Alright. So... yeah, if anybody wants to sign a card, we have about a little bit more than half of this deck signed. And then once this deck gets signed completely, I'm going to switch to a new deck, and then people can sign cards. Also, if you end up donating, subbing, or using channel points, if you request a trick, I'll try and use your card if possible, if I remember. and it's possible. There's some tricks in which I use other cards, so might not be always possible. Let's see. Obi-Wan says, you go forward without any effort at all, 1 second at a time. Yes, that's right. Obi-Wan says, we go forward in time without any effort. So we're going forward 1 second per second at a time. Let's see. Violet Evie says, oh yeah, and this is responding to the question. So if anybody wants to respond to the question, because we just had time traveling here in the United States, I believe Violet Evie has responded. So if I could go backward in time, I wouldn't recycle my computer with my hard drive I won 10 Bitcoin in a CS 1.6 tournament with in 2010 or so. Violet Evie, I'm so sorry. First of all, 10 Bitcoin, what would that be now? That would be at least like a couple $1,000,000 or something, right? And I'm assuming CS is Counter-Strike 1.6, right? So, but yeah, geez, my sympathies. Did you guys ever hear about that story about this guy that had like hundreds of Bitcoin, but he put all of it into a hard drive that had this extreme like protection on it, and he thought that he dumped it, but he ended up finding it. But then, because it was like such a high security hard drive, it was like locked and encrypted in such a way that if you guessed wrong 10 times, it would basically destroy like the physical hard drive. And he's guessed like 8 times or whatever to try and get the password, and he couldn't get it. I forgot I never checked up on it, but I heard about this. So Frog Chris is on, no pressure. I know, right? Just imagine the pressure that you. Hey, Violet Evie, at least you did not have to go through the pressure of, of going with that. I thought that he had two more when I last checked in on the story. I don't know if this is the case still or if they've get or whatever, but yeah, delicious. Okay, but yeah. So I mean, I think he had two more, but then he was like he was actually hiring, contracting out people from that hardware company that like created the hard drive to see if there was a way that they could break into it. Basically, if they could get it without destroying the wallet, then he was going to reward them. I think that was the last I checked, but I don't know if they ever made it in. So um, I see your random request, Chris. Thank you for the random request. Let's see. Adam, thank you so much for the resub. Adam, have you signed a card in this? I believe you have. Or if you have not, was that the old deck? I don't remember. But hold on, we're gonna double check. Cause and if you have not, then you get to sign a card. Um, oh, I'm not seeing it. So, Adam, you get to sign a card. I don't think so. All right, cool, excellent. I have a set of 3 coins that are Bitcoin that count. Durkey Blaine, I know exactly what you're talking about, but no, that does not count. All right. So Adam, if you would like to sign any one of these cards, I'm gonna get all of the ones that have not been signed yet. You have your choice of really any of these, and we will put Adam 07950 on it. So if any of these appeal to you, you let me know. Oh, that one's open. Seven of Hearts? All right, excellent. I'm actually surprised that the sevens have not. Normally, I feel like in real life, when I ask people, "Hey, you want to sign something?" and it's not something obvious like the Ace of Spades or like or specific like Queen of Hearts or something, sevens surprisingly go first. Oh, this one was signed, but all right, Seven of Hearts. All right, excellent. Cool. Well, thank you so much for the support, Adam. And then, of course, if you request any tricks, if I can use this card, I will try. Um, oh, where's my Sharpie? Oh, thank goodness I didn't lose it. I was like, oh no, I have to run upstairs to get a Sharpie. But no, I'm I'm good. I'm prepared. All right. So, let me see. How am I going to do this here? I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to write the numbers across. So it's going to be diagonal. All right. So, we'll even match casing here. Okay, so it's Adam 07950. 07950. All right, there we go. Thank you so much for the support, Adam 07950. I'll probably just call you Adam now. But thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. All right, and I see a bunch of things in the queue, so I'm gonna boot my own because that's not really. I was gonna do that for practice, but also Pink Floyd was a boss trick from last week. So, all right, okay. Let me see here. I'm going to make a prediction, and the prediction I'm going to make will hopefully be impressive. I won't show it to you right away, but I'll hopefully let you guys check. So anyway, I'm going to give this a shuffle, just so you don't think, I mean, I'm sure you know that I'm doing something fishy, but not yet. All right, so I'm going to try and make a prediction here. Let's see. All right, this one looks good. I think this would be a good prediction. Do I want to commit to it? Oh, yes. Whoever's clicked on the heat map, thank you. We're going to need that in a moment. And so, okay. So, all right, here we go. Let me go ahead and place the prediction right here. Now, for this prediction, we're going to need a card selected. And let me go ahead and I'm just going to spread this out. In order for you guys to understand, delicious, the significance of the prediction, you have to understand what a mate is. And so a mate, for the purposes of a deck of cards, it's the card with the same number and the same color. Hey, E-Room, thank you so much for the bang. It's not every day I can thank E-Room for a bang. Welcome in. How's it going? I can see that we have a card selected. So let me go ahead and let me push this one out. So this is the selected card. I'm going to leave that there just for a second. But just to give you guys an example. So let's pretend, so 7 of diamonds. The mate to the 7 of diamonds would be the other red 7, in this case the 7 of hearts, which was just signed by Adam, actually. So hopefully my prediction was not the 7 of hearts, because the 7 of diamonds is obviously right there, so that's not the case. But so here's my prediction, and then here's the prediction that chat chose, right? So I just want to show you what my prediction was. So my prediction was the 4 of spades, and so the mate to the 4 of spades would have to be the 4 that is the 4 of clubs, right? And so here's what I want to do. I'm just going to go ahead and give this a little swirl. And then hopefully the card that chat selected was indeed the 4 of clubs. That, my friends, is a perfect pair. All right, let's see. Thanks for the emotes, E-Room, and thank you for the. Oh yeah, Charlie says Kino and help, says Charlie's Beats, and Violet Evie says ooh. Thanks for the claps, Violet Evie. Thanks for the claps, Charlie's Beats, E-Room, and Obi-Wan. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. You know what? We did not actually do a trick with Violet Evie's and with Adam's cards. So let me fit one in before we proceed with the trick list, because I do want to use newly signed cards. Anyway, that was perfect pair. Okay. Sorry, Chris, we're going to put a trick ahead of this. And then, there we go. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you so much for the support, Violet, Evie, and Adam. So here what I have are the 2 red 7s and the 2 red jacks. Normally I would use like black, 1 black and 1 red, but these are the signed cards, so this is what I'm using. I'm sure it'll be fine. You won't mix up a jack with like a 7, right? So, okay. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn the 2 red jacks face down, and I'm going to put the 2 red 7s face up in the middle. And so that's the situation that they're currently in, like this. Okay, now if I was to reverse count them like this, there would be no change in their state, because all I did was reverse counted. The 7s are still face up in the middle, right? But what I want to do is something magical. And so here's, if I go ahead and instead I hold the packet and give it a magical shake. This magical shake actually changes everything about the packet, because right now the jacks are face up in between the 7s. I know it's going to be weird, but look. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? The jacks are now face up between the two sevens. Yeah? Is that weird? Okay. So look, we'll do it again. So look, I'm just going to reverse count them. And when I reverse count them and I don't do anything magical, nothing happens. Right, so the jacks are still face up. But now all I have to do is if I reverse count and I hold the packet and give it a magical shake, this magical shake changes everything. That magical shake actually has put the sevens in the middle. Is that weird? That's weird, right? Because look. And there we go. That was a short, quick trick called Overture. That was one of the tricks that I'll randomly do when I'm out and about showing people magic in real life. Also, thank you to everybody who supported. Adam and Violet Evie, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Also, if you guys have been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Tonight I'm having minty tea. Minty herbal tea. Nothing crazy. I was like not sure if I wanted like tea with caffeine in it because I'm like, I have to deal with a time change and stuff. So I'm like, Thank you kindly for the claps. Obi-Wan, Charlie's Beats, Adam, E-Room. Alright, so let's see here. Next up, we've got Hellman's Aces, was requested by Chris M. Yee. First time chat, Davey is eating a sandwich. Hello, welcome in, Davey. How are you doing today? And thank you for coming in and chatting for the first time. Is it really? I mean, according to Twitch, that's what it says. I mean, if you've been here before, I mean, I can't, we have no idea. But according, I thought I'd been here at least once. I mean, you might have been here and maybe not chatted. That's because that's all it means. Is first time chat is that you've never chatted here before. So I'm sure you know that you're a streamer too. While we are talking about streaming and streamers, Gibson Lens, welcome in, Bert. How's it going? Oh, thanks for giving Davey a shout out. Guys, you're not following our friend Davey's eating a sandwich. Davey's eating a sandwich. Variety streamer. I've seen him play retro games. I've seen him watch a World Series. I've seen him talk about sandwiches. I've seen him interview other people. So yeah, definitely give Davey's eating a sandwich a follow. Davey's a real fun guy. So, and actually, if let me go ahead and go back. I don't know if everybody got a shout out, and if you got a shout out a second time, that's okay. So, guys, you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats. Charlie's Beats will one day stream again, but otherwise, Charlie is a music Twitch famous chatter to me. So, all right, let's see here, guys. If you are not following our friend Durkee Blaine, please give Durkee Blaine a follow. Durkee Blaine, also a magician, mostly variety gamer on Twitch, but I've seen Durkee Blaine do magic on Twitch and also on YouTube. So definitely give our friend Durkee Blaine a follow. Let's see here. Guys, you're not following Adam. Actually, Adam, I don't know when the last time you streamed was, but I know you have streamed in the past. I don't know if it's fresh, but I think Adam has streamed in the past before. So, let's see here. Sorry, I'm just going through chat. All right, we're gonna give Frolic Chris a shout out again because Frolic Chris, pianist and also plays games, also has played at VGMCon. So definitely give our friend Frolic Chris a follow. Thanks for the raid, by the way. Guys, we're now following our friend Chris M. Yee. Chris M. Yee, variety streamer as well, plays a bunch of different games. Also is the host of the Clip M. Yee show, where Chris shows off the best Twitch clips across the Twitchiverse. Let's see here. And if I miss anybody, let me know. Guys, you're not following our friend Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, guitarist, also has been playing variety games. Well, actually, has been playing different games, but I started realizing that Obi-Wan was playing Baldur's Gate 3 and then was playing Divinity 2, right? Or sorry, is it Deadly Something Sin 2 Divinity? I don't remember. I don't play many mainstream games. Obi-Wan's now playing Solasta, Crown of the Magister. Okay. All right. I was going to get down there. I'm still up here in chat, and I haven't seen my own shout out, actually. Let's see. Violet Evie, if you ever stream, you let us know. um, let's see. Guys, if you're not following our friend Eroom, Eroom, known as the Pope of Indiana, also does variety streams. We'll do in real life stuff. We'll do community games. We'll open up random things like Kinder Eggs in his house. So definitely give our friend Eroom a follow. Eroom is also a strong supporter of Magic Twitch, which, guys, if you're looking for more Magic on Twitch, there's at least 4 of us. So, uh, yeah, that have a regular Magic schedule. Okay, let's see here. And then, of course, guys who are not following our friend Davey is eating a sandwich. Please give Davey is eating a sandwich a follow. I think when Davey came in, I explained Davey is eating a sandwich. So, um, oh yeah. So Davey, don't feel bad about the. I know you've been here before. I know you've actually seen me because I think we talked about it afterwards. But no, somebody. It's actually it was Adam. I think Adam followed today, and I'm like, I thought Adam was following me earlier, and it's like so. And we know that Twitch does weird things too. So to be fair, it could have been like maybe you did chat and then Twitch just forgot. I don't know what the data retention policy is on that stuff. So all right, maybe I just lurked last time. Yeah, that's possible. Yes, yes. It was nice to see you. Yes, good seeing you too, Davey. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. I could have had a better weekend, and I will not blame a time change, but maybe that really is the reason why I'm not doing as well as I feel like I could be. Um, let's see. You got mad skills with the cards, friend. Thank you. Funny thing, if anybody who's new here does not know that I've been quote unquote working on a magic project where I'm trying to develop a system to encode card tricks into something that you could potentially sight read like you would like music sheets for music. Um, and so I've actually been doing pretty well on the project. I've encoded like 2 dozen tricks into my system. And I shared it with a small group of friends, and one of the friends was able to learn a new trick. Actually, they were able to learn Overture just by looking at the sheet, and they hadn't done it before. And so I was like, "Yo, it's working!" Like, so. Adam says, "Too busy trolling." uh, all right, let me see here. Sorry, I'm just catching up with chat. Now Solasta before Divinity Original Sin 2. Okay, that was the name of the. I forgot what is it. All turn-based RPG. I love RPGs. I just don't have time to play RPGs now. um, Simon Belmont says Mark. Oh, actually, okay, yeah, we could do the vampire card trick. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I can see that that's in there. Thanks. Thanks for putting that. Wow, we will make you sight read magic tricks? I mean, I don't know if you will make me. I mean, look, here's the thing. I'm the person who's developing the system, and so at the moment, I feel like I would be the only one who could actually read. However, this one other person, like, so I've released it to a few close Magic friends. So I think 3 or 4 of them, I've sent like a couple of you, like, they're unlisted YouTube videos, um, introducing the system, how to read it, and like what symbols mean and things like that. But only one person's giving me feedback, and I was like, "Yo, it worked," because they were able to learn the trick. So I was like, "Yes, sweet." But no, I don't, well, here's the thing: if you can encode a magic trick for me in this system one day and send it back to me, I'd be willing to try it. Like that's, um, I guess that's the hope and the dream, right? Like that I'd come up with the system and then I release it to the world, which I haven't done yet. So I don't expect it to happen anytime soon. But um, yeah. So anyway, next up, sorry, Chris M has been waiting for his trick for a while. So, all right. So first things first, I've set aside a couple of helper cards. They're the 2 jokers, and what we're going to do is we're going to have these 2 jokers time travel to cheat for me. Charlie's Beat says, you watch a lot of music Twitch. When looking out the corner of your eye, you mistake Vincenzo di Fata for Vals di Fantastica, which, by the way, Vals di Fantastica, excellent song. I love it. It is from Final Fantasy 15. It actually, I think, is my favorite track from Final Fantasy 15. So, Mark Wright says, shall we make a website called Ultimate Magic or Magicify a play on Ultimate Guitar or Chordify? I don't know yet. I have no idea. I don't want to pay hosting fees. I don't know how far this will go. To be fair, I don't even know if like the Magic community would even like it because I don't know if it's making like tricks too easy. But I mean, the thing is, it's not for beginners, right? Like what they're afraid of is exposure, and I don't know if this exposes anything because it requires those people to then learn how to read the system, right? Like beginner musicians can't read the sheet music right away, right? They have to learn a little bit before. Anyway, okay, so these two jokers are going to help me cheat, and how they're going to do that is they're going to time travel. So they remember a time in which they went back in time to find an ace, and you know they're going to help me find an ace right now. So I'm going to send them back in time. Here's the time. Hooyah! And look, we've just gone ahead and had them grab a card, and that card is hopefully something useful to help me cheat. Aha! It's an ace, ace of spades. Okay, and so here's the thing. Maybe that was not too magical because you could attribute that to like skill, not my skill, the Joker's skill. And so look, we'll go ahead and we'll do that further away. And so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and send them back in time. I don't know if you saw it, but look, they grabbed a card from the past. They went back in time, grabbed a card. Why am I theming everything as time? Because time travel tonight. So. And now if we take a look, they have grabbed the ace of diamonds. Okay, next up. Some people believe that the jokers have to be face up when I do this, but that's not true because if you wanted to cheat but covertly, they would be face down, right? And so look, all we have to do is send them back in time, and they would remember a time in which there was an ace in between them. And so look, here is an ace. And then finally they would help me cheat one more time. And we've got the final ace. And I just realized that they need to do something because normally what I like to do is I like to use the card of the person who requested the trick, but Chris M. Yee has signed a different card that is not one of the aces. And so here's what we're going to do. Let me go ahead and I'm going to place the entire deck in between the two jokers. Okay, like this. And then here's what we will do. The two jokers, I'm going to need them to find Chris M. Yee's card. Okay. Mark Wright says, wait, but it's still the jokers. Can you grant your magic to two non-jokers? I mean, I could. It's just the jokers are just really easy to see. Now, if we take a look, we will see in between the two jokers right here, there is a two of spades because that two of spades happens to be the card that is signed by our friend Chris M. Yee, the requester of this trick. And that, my friends, is Hellman's Aces with a kicker. Thank you so much for that request, Chris. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Amazing, says Mark Wrights. Thank you. Yeah, so typically a lot of magicians who do that trick, they might not have jokers in their deck because a lot of tricks that they do don't have jokers. So what they'll do is they'll just use like the two red kings or the two black aces or something as the two cards to pull everything out. Obviously, if you use the aces, you'll have to find a different four of a kind. But yeah. Thank you so much for the claps. Dave is eating a sandwich and E-Room. All right, so I know that Mark Rides requested Vampire Card Trick, but we're gonna theme it as I believe Simon Belmont versus Dracula. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. So let me do that. I'll push my request down. So boom, boom, boom. Okay. So actually, I've been playing a game that is greatly inspired by Castlevania, but is actually it's actually called Vampire Survivors. I played it on stream once, like a few weeks ago or something. But yeah, I'm getting a lot into Vampire Survivors right now. So for anybody who is not aware, Vampire Survivors is a video game in which it's like bullet hell, but you're not dodging the bullets. You are the thing that creates all the bullets to kill everything else around you. Everything else being like vampires, zombies, all of like the mystical creatures or whatever. And I was like, I came to this weird conclusion like 2 days ago because I found a map. Spoilers, by the way. They're not like crazy spoilers. It's like early on in the game, but it's like I found the map and I thought that the entire game was just kill stuff. And you find the map and it's like, oh, it's not about killing things. I mean, it is. You're still gonna kill things every run, but like, there's more depth to it. And I'm like, did it change into like an action RPG with lore? And I'm like, what? No way. And so I'm way more into it now. And I'm like, why did they have this mode? The mode is faster, but I die faster because I can't control myself. And I'm like, I know why they put this mode in here because you need it for the RPG version of Vampire Survivors. And I'm like, oh my god. And then I found a thing and it made a joke that references the original Mario Brothers. And I'm like, there's no way that was such a ridiculous joke. And I'm like, all right, I love this game. So Mark Wright says, it's kind of like Berserk, but with a map and a chance to upgrade weapons and get better weapons. I mean, so Mark Wright, if you have not played Vampire Survivors, there's an entire weapon system, and so you can level up weapons, but then if you max it out, so the weapons get to a time in which they will max out, then you can evolve them to basically become the super version of that weapon. It's like, what? Okay, and then not only that, depending on what other weapons you have leveled up and evolved, they can combine to be an even crazier weapon. And I'm like, what? Like, I've seen people stream it. I haven't played it. Yeah, I saw some people stream it too, and I didn't realize it was this deep until I played it. And the thing is, you don't know how deep it is until you go through like a handful of hours, and then it's like, wait, what? And yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, sorry. That's my not my diatribe, but my that's my TED talk about Vampire Survivors. So, all right. Okay. So here we have a bunch of cards. We have an Ace of Hearts. This is actually just one heart earlier on in a Castlevania level. Okay, and then here we have the Two of Hearts, which is actually a little bit later in that Castlevania level. And then here is the Three of Hearts, and that is actually just three hearts near the end of the level. And then the King of Spades is going to represent Dracula. Dracula is going to be the boss that Simon Belmont needs to fight against in order to win. So if you want to beat Castlevania, you're going to have to beat Dracula. Okay. And so, but here's the thing. Dracula defeats Simon Belmont the first time. And you know what? The player who's controlling Simon Belmont determines that, you know what? If I pick up the first extra heart, I might have enough special energy to then um, kill Dracula, right? And so, but here's the thing. So the player does do that, right? So here we go. Well, there's the three hearts towards the end of the level, the two hearts in the middle of the level, and then here's Dracula. But the first heart is nowhere to be found. Actually, both the front and the back, and Dracula still won. And so that's really unfortunate. Okay, so now the player goes back into the level. And so, okay, all right. Here, the player's like, okay, I'm gonna pick up the two hearts that are in the middle of the level now. And then here's the three towards the end. And here's Dracula, and he's gonna go ahead and try and kill Dracula again. But look, Dracula is still difficult, and those two hearts were not enough for more special weapon energy, because if we take a look, Dracula still won. So here's the 3 hearts towards the end of the level. Here's Dracula, and then here is the 2 hearts in the middle level now empty. Actually, both the front and the back completely empty. And so now finally we're near the end of the level, and we want to defeat Dracula. But Dracula, once again, is going to come out undefeated, and now you have no more weapon energy to collect. So neither the front nor the back. And now we have Dracula. Now you're really upset because you're like, I really want to beat this game. So you go look up some strats, and you know what? You find a speedrunner, and you're like, what are the speedrunner strats? And you know what? It takes a lot of practice, but you grind and you grind and you grind until you realize, hey, I can do this strat. I can beat Dracula without any of these other hearts. Actually, you can't get them anymore because they were already taken. And so I'm going to go ahead and eat this heat map here. Delicious. But now you go and face Dracula, and even though you got all of those hearts, even though you were well prepared going in, the most prepared you have been is learning all of those speedrunner strats, because you were then finally able to defeat Dracula. And that, my friends, is the vampire card trick, but themed as Castlevania. So Irum's got the 3 hearts because Irum has signed the 3 of hearts in the Twitch deck. Dave is eating sandwich, says, nice! Thanks, Davey. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Davey, I know that you know video games, so hopefully that was true and accurate to video games. Okay, ones in chat if anybody here has played Castlevania. You don't have to have beaten it, but like played it enough to be like, I understand enough about Castlevania to be like, I understand beating Dracula and the hearts and the weapon energy and all that. That's mostly what I'm interested in. Any Castlevania? Yeah, really any Castlevania. I can understand if nobody wants to go back to like some of the old NES ones, because those are really hard. Like if you compare it to like anything like Symphony of the Night, and it's like there's just so many more like anything like from PlayStation and forward is like they introduce a lot of like quality of life like improvements, and I'm just like, wow, how could you ever go back? There's one spot that's kind of blind to me, like any of the Castlevania games that were on SNES. I don't know if I'm aware of which ones those are and what those ones were like. So if they're closer to NES or if there are quality of life improvements in those ones. But let's see. Mark Wright says, I have seen it and I believe that there exists a glitch where you can get Dracula in a certain spot and lock him in or something. That's cool. I'm unaware. I never really got so deep. I actually don't even know if I've ever legitimately beaten a Castlevania without like a Game Genie. And I was so young when I beat it with a Game Genie. So my memory is a little... human memory is not very perfect. So if that... let's see. And then you just keep back attacking. Oh, okay. Oh, bat attacking. Okay. Or keep bat attacking. Yeah, there's like a lot of cheese strats in like a lot of old Nintendo games. Checking the gaff meter. Welcome in. How's it going? Good evening, Nam and friends. Well, good evening. Checking the gaff meter. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Keep attacking. Ah, got it. Yeah, just spam attacks. Like, there's actually a lot of old Nintendo games. If you just attack like in a certain rhythm, like a lot of like old Nintendo AI can't handle it. It's kind of weird. Mark Wright says, my space bar and B key sometimes misfire on phone. Ah, okay. Totally understand. Ching the Avenue says, great, thank you. And you? I'd like to say that I'm doing a lot better, but losing an hour sucks. And then also having a kid that has to adjust to the hour. So, yeah. we'll leave it at that. I mean, there's other things, but it's not like it's affecting the world, right? It's like, all right, I don't normally talk about politics, but I'm just gonna. Okay, so there's a lot of aviation things going on. There's a lot of tariff taxation things going on. There's a lot of how I disapprove of a lot of my current government things going on. There's a lot of fear and panic amongst my friends. So I have friends in the LGBTQ. I even have a friend. They're transitioning from. So originally they were referred to as a he, and now transitioning to they. And there's a lot of uh, unknowns, and I don't. I guess I don't want to overreach and overspeak, but a lot more complications has been surrounding that. So yeah, all right. A boy does it, says checking the app meter. All right, okay. I'm going to officially end the segment of that piece now. Okay, cool. There we go. All right, we've said it. It's all been said. Yeah. So a lot of it does probably is important to be talked about. I encourage everybody to talk about it with your friends, and if you want to act on it, go ahead and do it. I have a group of friends that I'll talk about it with, but I don't want to do that on stream. I don't want to like force anybody. Look, you're here to watch magic and chill out and relax, and hang out with me, or hang out with chat and like watch tricks. So, and like I don't want to bring that to this stream either. So anyway, okay. Whew. All right. I hear you. Happy to be here. All right. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, we can complain about time changes, and it's like, okay, it's a very small thing. I know everybody hates it. Like, and I don't know if somebody gets upset on my opinion about time changes. Like, all right, whatever. Okay. All right. So next up, we have a request from Charlie's Beats. Thanks for the request, Charlie. And we need a card selected. Actually, it doesn't matter that I know what it is. So if anybody would like, actually, you know what? I did not use Charlie's card earlier specifically for a trick, so let's go ahead and use Charlie's Beats signed. Oh, unless this is Charlie. Charlie, is that you, or was that the Jack, or was that the 8? Whoever clicked over there. Obi-Wan says, yes, it is taking me time to readjust the new real yeah, real realities of the world. Yeah. It was, but you could use whichever. Oh, okay. All right. So, you know what? Okay. We're going to pivot for a second just because we have all three of these cards. So, I feel like it would be such a waste to have all of them and not do a trick. So, let me do this other trick and then we will do Charlie's request. I just realized I'm finding the jacks. There's a jack right there. I need to find a different four of a kind. All right. Okay. I'm gonna find all the four queens. Four queens. Four queens are really good at shopping, and these are all the discounts. So no offense for if anybody signed these and you feel offended at being a discount. But anyway, so here's the four queens. They're gonna find the discounts. This is the mall. The mall is here. So here's the three discounts. They're gonna get lost in the mall. All right. So here we go. I don't know how we got over to this particular analogy, even though I'm trying to do time travel ones. But hey, yeah, just go with me here. All right. So, oh yeah, and I need to lose this other one too. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. So now the discounts are lost in the mall, and we just gave that some shuffles, some cuts, and now the four queens, they're going to go ahead and run into the mall, and they are going to go ahead and find all of the discounts. Chicken Gaffney just says, I enjoyed that. All right. Okay. All right. Excellent. So here we go. First things first, the Queen of Hearts will try and find the first discount. So she's going to go ahead and run around in the mall. You're going back a second time for the Jack of Spades. Oh, yeah. All right. So here we have three of our queens, but actually we can't find our other queen because they are running through the mall. Mall cop, says Erum. Hey, them hens better watch out, says Erum. Okay, so now look, this queen is going to go ahead and run through them all, try and find all the discounts. But actually, if we take a look, we can't find them anymore. And then, of course, here, that queen's going to go ahead and run through the deck to find all the discounts. And then finally, this queen is going to go ahead and run through the deck to find all the discounts. Run through them all, sorry. Has anybody seen that movie, Mall Cop? Mall Cop, it's came out like 10 years ago. All right, but now if we take a look, all the queens that went shopping in the mall, they found all of the discounts. They're really good at shopping. I first I would like to preface that my wife would probably love this trick, even though she doesn't like magic, but she would love this story. She loves shopping. So now if we take a look, all of the queens are kind of near each other. They found the one store that they could meet up at to discuss all of the discounts that they found. Mark writes, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Greatly appreciate it. In this case, they found the Ace of Spades, which Charlie's beats, Jack of Spades, and the Eight of Clubs. And that, my friends, is Apex Queens, because it's normally called Apex Aces. All right, there we go. Mark writes, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, so now we are going to get to Triumph. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead. Oh, actually, before we get there, let me go ahead and delicious. Thank you kindly for the claps. Checking the gaff meter. Charlie's beats E-Room, and E-Room's got the money. Money. Have I eaten that many heat maps? That's a lot of heat maps. I guess I've been going for a couple years. Although I didn't start the heat map thing right away, so because I didn't have heat map for like I don't know, like a bunch of streams. Thank you kindly for the claps, Davey. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and so this is the selection, the Ace of Spades. We're gonna go ahead and put that in the middle of the deck. And here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go ahead and shuffle the deck. Importantly, right now, the deck is being shuffled normally. However, when I go ahead and do this one, I'm going to turn over half of the deck. And so we're going to have half of the deck be shuffled face up and the other half shuffled in face down. I know, that's super weird, but that's the whole point of this particular trick. And so we're just going to go ahead and... Man, this part's always messy. This part always hurts me on the inside. It hurts my soul, right? But yeah, I just want to show you how messed up it is now. So look, we've got some cards face up, some cards face down, like this. And here, I'll just show you how messed up it is. So if I go here, so look, it's a back to a front. And then over here, it's like a front to a back. And then here we even have a back to a back. So yeah. But anyway, what we're going to do is I need some help doing this trick, and so I'm going to bring out our dear friend, if you guys remember him, the Deck Sock. Guys, give Deck Sock a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Deck Sock. You're so cute and soft. It is surprising that my Deck Sock has lasted so long. You've done so well. You're very durable. Good quality deck sock. And now the Hyatt deck socks is and oh, Charlie's Beat's got the emote. There you go. Thanks, Charlie. And so here we go. Deck sock, go ahead and fix the deck for me. Hey! Check the gap meter. Woo! Deck sock hype. Woo! And those of you who have never seen the deck sock before, you're probably wondering why it's called a deck sock. Well, if you didn't know, you can fit precisely one deck of cards into the sock. But actually, if you guys didn't notice, actually, during that deck sock distraction, all of the cards are now fixed because the deck sock just correctly turned all of the cards facing the same direction now. Actually, all of them except for one. All of them except for the selection. In this case, should be Charlie's Beats. Signed, Ace of Spades. Checking the gap meters. No more, no less. Wait, what? How in the? I mean, wait. Let me translate to Japanese really quick. Nani? All right, there we go. And that is called Triumph. So yeah. So if anybody's not familiar, Triumph, classic of card magic, and usually it's not like one of the earliest tricks that one would learn, but I would say it's maybe closer to like earlier than later. So like I think I was exposed to Triumph like in the first like 4 months of doing card magic, and then like by 6 months I was already doing like the first version of it. So, but yeah, and it looks very cool. It's also very nice in real life because people in real life are like, "What?" They're not expecting it. So, if you saw that, and if you believe I can do that in real life, which I can, but I know you guys have not. Actually, some of you have seen me in real life. Some of you have seen me in person, so at various conventions. But anyway, thank you so much for that request, Charlie. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for the claps, Charlie's Beats, checking the gaff meter, E-Room. So, and thank you so much for the stream of thoughts, checking the gaff meter. Greatly appreciate it. I like hearing that kind of stuff because I'm like, it kind of almost simulates like people being here and being like, yo, that was what? No way, dude. Like, I hear so when I randomly do magic, it's like the young 20 something crowd to like the mid 20 something crowd. I wouldn't, because I feel like the word dude is like from my generation, but I hear them say dude as well. And I'm like, maybe dude has like staying power as like a cultural, colloquialism, right? Like, the kids are all right. Oh man, it reminds me of that scene. If anybody's ever seen Dude, Where's My Car? Hey, so they both get tattoos, and but it's on their back, so they can't see what it says. So one of them turns around and says, "Yo, dude, you got a tattoo?" And it's like, "Oh, what does mine say?" It's like, "Dude, what about mine?" And it's like, and like, so like literally one of them has "dude," and then the other one says like "nice" or something. I forgot, but it was just a hilarious gag. Uh, all right. This was the trick that I was gonna do earlier. All right, there you go. My teens use rad on the reg, which pleases me. But checking the gaff meter, is that because you use rad, or did they learn rad from somewhere else? Because if you use rad, then clearly they probably just got it from you, and that's okay. At least they like using it. Uh, Mark Ride says, "Did you see my suggestion for discount queens?" Oh, wait, hold on. You could do that with the cards easily split in or rip apart and have the queens destroy the discounted items between them, fighting over the discounts like two shoppers grabbing the same share of the rack and pulling in different directions. Oh man. All right. So, full disclosure, I do have a pile of like trash cards that I could potentially do some ripping. Uh, that is a cool idea. I'm not sure if I'm ready to do it like live on stream, but let me think about that. Actually, I'm gonna actually that's actually a cool idea because and actually it doesn't have to be that, but I could simulate it as like Black Friday, but like in person. So so it doesn't have to be the queens per se, but like it could just be for individuals going Black Friday shopping, and I can tell how cutthroat it used to be, before the internet was a thing. With tearing, that's actually a really good idea, Mark Rice, because I'm thinking about it more than like not at all. So Black Friday shopping. Okay, cool, awesome. Thank you, thanks for that. I think I had seen that it was long, and then I said I will revisit it in my head, and then chat scrolled, and then I did not revisit it. So thanks for the reminder. I appreciate it. Um, Checking the gaff meter says, yeah, no, it picked up at her school. Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome. Yeah, when the other kids bring it to each other, then that's all. And then let's see. Yep, excellent, Mark writes. Awesome, cool. All right, next up, I'm gonna do this Pink Floyd trick, and then I see Charlie's has Charlie's Beats has requested clear plastic cards, so we will get to that after this. So yeah, so I was like, going to do Pink Floyd, and then Frolic Chris raided in, and then I was like, oh, hold on, I'll start it over, and then I hadn't gotten back to it yet. So, but let me just throw a marker into the queue for clear plastic cards, just so I remember. Mark Wright says, "What was the Christmas movie with Arnold where he had to buy a toy, or it could be Couch Fetch Kids in my age group? You probably remember the frenzy." Oh, was it called Jingle All the Way? Right. So Arnold Schwarzenegger was trying to get a toy. It was called the Turbo Man, right? I think it was called Turbo Man. Yeah, and Sinbad. Yes. So it was Arnold and Sinbad trying to get a toy, and they both eye the last physical toy in a store, and they're basically like running at it, and then they're duking it out, and they're not like quite, I wouldn't quite call it fighting, but they were doing like physical shenanigans to make the other person like drop it, or like if they could like steal it from their arms or whatever. If that ever came back to become a thing, I could now use magic as far it's like, oh, there's not an item here, make it vanish and then just check out with it. I was actually wondering, not just now, what the ethical implications are of like, so like obviously stealing from a store is not ethical, but what if you were to hide something on your person to bring it to checkout and then check out with it, right? Certainly that is not illegal so long as you pay for whatever price. It might look suspicious, but like, I mean, especially around holiday time, and if you're all like vying for the same products or whatever. So, all right. That sounds fine. It says checking the gaff meter. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for the philosophical um, discussion, judgment. I don't know what the. All right. Oh, I should probably start the trick fully over. All right. So we always start this trick with the note. To whom it may concern, these four jokers are haunted, and they will not let themselves be pissed off by losing an hour of time. Oh, man. So soon. So soon. A word of warning, do not place these jokers back to back. Eram says, suspicious is not a crime. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, being suspicious is not technically a crime. Correct. Or may come in handy if you're ever shopping with your kid in tow. Oh, yes. If you've ever needed to purchase something for the person that you are going to the store with. So, for example, a kid or like a significant other, and you wanted to get something. It's super handy. All right, so first things first, we've got depends on the state if it's illegal. In some states, concealment is illegal. Others, it only becomes illegal after you cross the last point of sale. Ah, yes. Oh, actually, if it was like, for example, concealed weapons is sometimes illegal, right? So if it's a weapon that you have not purchased that you are concealing, even if you're in the store, that could be illegal. Right, so good call, guys. All right. Okay. So we've got four jokers, and we've got if you guys have seen this trick before, you know where this is going. So look, there's four blue back jokers, but look, all you have to do is place them back to back. And so there we go. One of them has changed. Just, no, not this one, but that one. Okay. So that's it. We're going to go ahead and take this out. And once again, we need to place two jokers back to back. And then let's take a look. Hey. Okay, not this one. But that one has changed. Okay. All right. Concealment of the item, you can be prosecuted for shoplifting. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. It's like if you can be prosecuted for shoplifting if you haven't actually left with it, I guess. I don't know. That's okay. So we've got two blue-backed jokers. Actually, I want to do something as a controlled experiment. Let's go ahead and instead of putting them back to back, let's place them front to front, right? And see if anything happens. No, nothing. Okay. Nope. All right. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and place them back to back. Here we go. Back to back. And hey, but this was the last one. Ah, they're both red. Okay, so now what do I do with four red backed jokers? So I wouldn't recommend it, Mark Rides. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to do it, but so wait. Now, what do we do with four red backed jokers that were cursed and haunted? And there we go. Okay, there was one little hitch. I'll say it was good enough for the boss trick, but I might leave it on the boss trick list. So, oh yeah, I forgot to say this was a boss trick, guys. And then I'll say I beat the boss, but I was not happy. But even though I don't know if I revealed anything. I don't think I revealed anything, so that's good. But E-Room's like thumbs up. Thanks, E-Room. Thank you kindly for the claps. Checking the gaff meter. All right, cool. Man, 91. That's a lot of bosses. That's a lot of tricks that I've had to redo. All right, cool. Clear plastic cards. All right. Ooh. All right. Okay. Thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens. Oh, guys. If you're not following our friend and mod, Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. And also, if you didn't know, Gibson Lens is a composer of a bunch of music. Recently had his first album released. Um, it's called Homeless by Ungilded. So definitely give it a listen. It's available on all streaming services now. We've got confirmation, so it's all available now. But yeah, so full disclosure, I purchased the album just on Friday, even though it's been out for like a week. But like it was because it was Bandcamp Friday, so I wanted most of the proceeds to go to the composer, in this case Gibson Lens. So, but I had been listening to it on YouTube Music. To be fair, I'm probably still going to be listening to YouTube Music, but that's okay. I paid for the album now, so it's okay. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, you're welcome, Bert. My pleasure. Greatly appreciate it. So before, when everything was solo piano, I think out of the set list, my favorite was Expanse out of that set list. But actually, I found myself thinking a lot more about Shame, and actually, I really like the Shame, um, the the ensemble version a lot better than I think I like the solo piano version. So that's and like before, I never really like I liked Shame, but it wasn't like, ooh, I love Shame. But now it's like I think I really like Shame. Like I almost love Shame. Like, yeah, Mark Rice is 6 boss tricks away from a prime boss. What a prime boss? Okay, I think Shame turned out great with the bit. Yo, yeah, Gibson Lens. I agree. I think that Shame turned out amazing. Um, like so before 97 is prime. Oh man, okay. That's good to know. So I guess I should mess up a few more tricks, right? Yeah, so before the album came out, right? So like I think I would just get basic the only songs that I of yours that I really got stuck in my head for like extended periods of time. Definitely like Expanse, definitely Black Blossom. Um and then like some of like Desert Walker, and then Bugs Invading Your World. So like those ones, like I remember having stuck in my head, like outside of your stream. Just like I would wake up and just be like, I hear one of them. Then the album, and but like Shame never got stuck in my head, like that. The album came out, and then the only song of yours that would get stuck in my head was Shame. And I'm just like, man, this is really good. So yeah, just heads up, that was my experience with your album release. All right, cool. So next up, we have clear plastic cards request or will redeem from Charlie's Beats. Thank you so much for requesting or redeeming that. So first of all, if you guys have not seen this deck of cards before, I have a plastic deck of cards that are, if you have not seen these, so this is kind of what they look like. They are clear for this, so you can kind of see through it for a bunch of stuff. Um, and here's what they look like. So let's try and find a trick that we can do with all of these. Um, whoops, I just shot a card over there. So sorry, I had to take a swig. Throat was getting a little dry. Okay, let's start with the aces because that's a good thing to start with. Okay, I'm wondering how this will go because this may not go perfect because they're clear. But you know what? We're gonna go with it anyway because I've gotta try it. I've got to see if it works. Okay. All right. So first things first, we've got all of our aces, and what I want to do is introduce you to them. And so here we've got our ace of diamonds. We've got our ace of clubs. We've got our ace of hearts, and we've got our ace of spades. I'm going to go ahead and leave the ace of spades here on the table. Pillbilly, welcome in. How's it going? You can do it. All right, excellent. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and place all of the aces out like this. And I'm going to try and collect all of these aces into one pile by the end of this trick. That is the goal. And we're going to go ahead and place 3 cards onto each pile. So let's go ahead and place those here. Place those here. Place those here. Place those here. Okay. Now we're going to square up. Okay, now first things first, I'm going to go ahead and use my conducting hand. You can tell that this is a conducting hand because there's some metal here, and so that will help conduct. I'm going to make the ace travel between my thumb and pinky of the conducting hand. I don't know if you saw, but I was shaken. And look, so before there was an ace here, but look, there's no ace here now. We knew that the ace of spades was here because that was the one that we put there. Here's a couple of other cards, but here's the ace that jumped down here, the ace of hearts. Once again, conducting hand. We're going to make those aces jump. There we go. Went through, swapped a card. Now if we take a look, there's no aces here. And if we take a look here, we've got, well, let's see. We knew that the ace of spades and the ace of hearts, but look, now the ace of clubs has hopped down here. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and use the conducting hands, thumb and pinky, touch these 2 piles. And now look, we've got the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, and the ace of spades. Now, some people would suspect sleight of hand, and to that I would say, yep, you're correct. But look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take the ace of spades if you suspect any sort of like sleight of hand shenanigans. I'm going to go ahead and place it into this packet right here. You can even see them sliding into that packet there. But I'm going to go ahead and extract that from that pile using some magic. And so here we've got 3 of the aces, but all I have to do is just tap it once, twice, thrice. I don't know if you guys saw, but look, we have still the ace of diamonds here, the ace of clubs here, the ace of hearts here, but now we also have the ace of spades here. And if we take a look, there's no aces in this pile. And that, my friends, is an ace assembly with clear plastic cards. I actually think that turned out okay. I don't think I got too nervous about anything during that point. And of course, there's always the risk, hey, they're clear cards. Maybe somebody will see something. I mean, yeah, that's always the case. All right, so I'm going to quickly do something with the clear plastic cards. Actually, let me do it on this camera up here. That I've given away this this trick on stream before because I've messed it up. But I'm just going to do it so you guys can see. Thank you kindly for the claps. Davey is eating a sandwich. Charlie's Beats. Checking the gaff meter. Pill Billy. Cool card, says Pill Billy. Alright, so here we go. Here is a queen of diamonds. Let's go ahead and transform that. This is called a color change. You would change the color. There it is. So, oh man, that actually looked pretty okay. But now if you look very closely, so it turned into a black 4, right? So, there you go. Alright, if you guys missed it, we'll do it one more time. Okay. Here we go. Queen, red queen, black 4. Oh, that was almost lightning fast. Almost. So there you go. You might have gotten a glimpse at how that's done if you hadn't seen me mess that one up before. But anyway. Oh, thanks for the party porgs? Yeah, party porg. Rad, says checking the gas meter. Let's see. While we still have these out, wait, what time is it? Is it okay? So, guys, I'm thinking about wrapping up stream in about, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes. So, last call if anybody wants to see any more tricks. Those are cool cards. I always like seeing those. Oh, yeah. So, this is it's a redeem. And honestly, a lot of the times, like, I will... Charlie's Beats has requested family unit. All right. All right, Charlie. We're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and do this trick with the clear plastic cards. Okay. Hold on. This will just take a minute so you guys can watch my beautiful face as I look for all of the face cards in the deck because... this part can be boring. So... Alright. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. I have no idea what melody this is. This is no melody. Should I make a melody? Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, if you guys can name that tune from my very just blatant. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I'm ready for the... Okay, we're going to stop the music because I'm ready for the trick now. Alright, so, first things first. We've got a bunch of cards. These are all of the face cards from the clear plastic deck. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let me just go ahead and give these a little bit of a mix. We can cut them. If you were here, you can cut them as much as you would like as well. So if anybody out there would like to cut at a certain section, you can click on the heat map. We'll cut at that position, or if you want to give me a number, we can cut at that. there's 12 cards. So all right, looks like we got. Okay, all right. Who's that? Is that E-Room? All right. We're gonna cut right there. Okay. And then all right. Okay. All right. So delicious. All right. Hopefully that's good. Okay. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and separate these into 3 different piles. Now, one thing that you need to know about the family units that this trick describes is that the family units are very good at finding each other. That consists of a jack, a queen, and a king. Sorry, a jack, a queen, and a king, all of the same suit. So now we can have one of these get picked, and I will start with that pile. So if anybody wants to go ahead and click directly on the screen, that would be the pile that we use first. And we will go ahead and go from there. All right, excellent. So we have somebody selecting here. All right, E-Room says, scandalous shuffle. All right, okay. All right, we'll have to do that after the trick. Okay. So first things first, let me go ahead and place. So this is a Jack of Hearts. So let me go ahead and place the Jack of Hearts here. Now, the family units should be very good at finding each other. So hopefully these are just all of the hearts, and that would just. But actually, when we put them into the household and we find out that these are not the hearts at all, these are actually all of the clubs. So this is the clubhouse. There's the Queen of Clubs, the King of Clubs, and here's the Jack of Clubs. Huh. Interesting. All right. Let's go ahead and we can have another pile selected. Delicious. So now I can use the next one. We can choose the same one. We can choose different ones. All right. So some. All right. So I think I'm gonna say this heat. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm grabbing this before it moves. Okay. All right. So next up, the Jack of Spades. Hopefully, Jack of Spades will be really good at finding its family. And so let's go ahead and have the family go into the Jack household. When we go into the household, as it turns out, it is not the Jack household. Sorry, it is not the Spade household at all. It is actually the Heart household. So here we have the King of Hearts, the Queen of Hearts, and the Jack of Hearts. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Okay. Okay. Normally we can have people stack these however they want. I'll just stack them for the purposes of expediency. So. But next house, what we want to do, so obviously we have a couple left. We've got diamonds and we've got spades, all right? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try and force the next house to be together. So hopefully, all right, so here, this is the diamond household. All right, so I'm going to try and force this to be the diamond household. And so that's, okay, here's the diamond as well. And then here is another diamond. So I'm going to go ahead and place all the diamonds over there and hope that this is the diamond household. So family unit of diamonds, but actually when we go look at the house, it's actually not the diamond household. This is actually the spade household. And here we have the Jack of Spades, the Queen of Spades, and the King of Spades. And so finally we must know that this is the diamond family unit, but they can't be without their house. So let's just go ahead and give them their house. And actually, here it is, the King of Diamonds, Queen of Diamonds, and Jack of Diamonds. And that, my friends, is family unit with clear plastic cards. So, there we go. All right, let's see. Let me clear this. Let me see what E-Room is subjecting me to. All right. E-Room is subjecting me to, all right, cut the Uno deck into 2 roughly equal stacks. Place one stack on the table face up, the other stack face down on the table. Now shuffle the 2 stacks together like Jack does, if that helps. Gather cards, place into 2 equal stacks, shuffle. Oh, so it just looks like I'm shuffling them face up into face down and then cut it in the face up and face down. Checking the gaff meter says, "Why do you people hate me?" FYI, this So the scandalous shuffles really bothers checking the gap meter. I realize that this is two shovels, but I use one deck, so I figure it all works out. Lol, says E-Room. All right. Thanks, E-Room. All right. I will, let me get the Uno deck in a sec. Let me catch up with chat here. Davey says, I have not seen clear plastic cards like that before. Oh, yeah. Davey, let me tell you, I have gone through several decks of cards. First of all, there's a bunch of different kinds of plastic. These are super slippery. I've had a couple that are matte, which makes it really difficult to see through them, which kind of defeats the purpose for me of why I want to use clear cards as like a gimmick in the first place, because I'm like, I want it to be clearly visible through so that, oh, maybe I can see some magic, through the cards, right? And I've had to bail on certain tricks before, like after this redeem, because I'm like, I don't think I want to do that. But I think over time, and honestly, I think probably Charlie has got to be the number one redeemer of that redeem. So thanks, Charlie, for using all your points for clear plastic cards. Um, but yeah, and there's some cards that are just very terrible, and then there's other cards where it's like mostly clear, but they only have something in the index, and it's just very hard to see what they are, unless you're just doing like black and red cards. It's like kind of useless. So I've gone through like 3 or 4 of these on stream, and this just happens to be the best one. And then there's some that are not like. So the other thing is like sometimes I want cards face like if I was to do Triumph with this deck, I could do it with this deck because cards that are face up and face down are the same. But if you can imagine that like a design that is not bi-directional, if it's face up and face down, I could not do the Triumph card trick with it. So. Um, But yeah, speaking of which, I can do the classic Triumph with this. Just if anybody's curious, I think that's possible with this. Neat wrinkle, says Davey. Let's see. Check the gap meter. Runs away. E-Room says, when the cards are on the table in stacks, smear them around on the table, mixing them up. I see. Excellent. Yes. So that is like my thought process behind those clear cards. All right. So let's see here. Uno. Here we go. All right, so here we have an Uno deck. It's not a full deck. I basically removed a ton of duplicates so that all the colored ones show up once, and the only duplicates are like wild cards. So, all right. Oh boy, E-Room. All right, so here we go. Oh yeah, hold on. I got to scroll back up to that. All right, here we go. Cut the Uno deck into 2 roughly equal stacks. All right. Place one stack on the table face up. The other half face down. Now table shuffle the 2 stacks together. So when you say like Jack does he shuffle it like this? Or does he shuffle it like this? Or does he do it like in the air like that? Let me know before I push him in. So here, we'll give you the rough rundown. The Vegas table shuffle, which is basically that. The standard riffle shuffle. The riffle shuffle in the air. So let me know which one of those. And if it's not one of those, you're gonna have to describe a little bit better what you want. and then do it again. Okay. Do it a second time. Sydney, aka Coco, welcome in, Sydney. How's it going? He smears each pile around on the table, mixing. Oh, you mean like, okay, yeah, so like this, right? And then he pushes them in? Okay, all right, I think I understand now. Okay, so he's going to do this, or this is what E-Room's having me. Okay, so, all right, I understand now. Yes, I've seen, yes, okay. Good evening. Good evening, Sydney. Welcome in. How's it going? We are kind of near the end of the stream, but we are doing a ridiculous redeem because I have this thing called scandalous shuffling, and E-Room likes to request it all the time. So I'm shuffling cards in the most ridiculous of manners. And so once again, this is not a trick. I'm literally just shuffling cards in a very horrible way. The good news is that these are at least the same size and the same shape. So here we go. All right, and that was the second time. So E-Room, does that qualify for your scandalous shuffle today? And here's how messed up it is at the end. Next shuffle is dealer's choice. All right. Boom. There we go. Here, we'll give you a nice slow bridge. Ready? There you go. Slow bridge. Okay. All right. So let's see. My next question in my mind is, can I do this next trick that Checking the Gaff Meter has requested with clear plastic cards? That's that's what we were. So I have the deck out. I'm still debating on whether it's. Thank you kindly for the applause, Eroom. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for the redeem. Let's see. Ugh. All right. This is going to be complicated. Let me see if I can do it with clear cards. I wanna be able to do it with clear cards so bad here. All right. I'm not revealing the secrets of magic, right? Okay, good. Okay, so the trick that Cheng the Gaffney has requested, it was one that I kind of came up with like for a YouTube video, and there's been like inklings of it being like there's inspiration from a bunch of other tricks, like real tricks that aren't mine, but at the end of the day, I think I've put something together and I feel comfortable calling it mine. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use the nines. Okay. Chan the Magic Man, welcome in. How's it going, Chan? Alright, so this is going to be what's on top, name pending. I gotta come up with a better name, but it is with clear plastic cards. Alright, so first things first, we have the 4 nines, and I want you to remember, I'm going to ask you which 2 cards are on the top, but I'll show you how I put them back on top of the deck. So look, we have a black 9, a red 9, a black 9, oops, and then a red 9. So now, important question, after I snap, which 2 would be on the top? You would say a black and a red 9, right? That's probably what most people would say. But what if I were to tell you that no, actually what's on top is both of the red 9s. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? So anyway, that's okay. Let me go ahead and do that again. Now if I snap, which 9s would be on the top? So some people would say one red, one black. Some people would say 2 red. But actually, if you take a look, if I show you, it's actually going to be both black. And so here's what we're going to do with these. Now, some people believe that there's some shenanigans afoot. And to that I would say, wow, you're right. And also I would say, I think the clear cards are actually messing with me a little bit. But that's okay. So here's the thing. Now if I was to ask you which ones are on the top, would you say that they are intermixed, red, black, or would you say that they're separated? Or actually, if you'd guessed any of the 9s at all, you'd be incorrect, because now if I show you these 4 cards, you know, what cards does the magician's like? The 4 aces: Ace of Hearts, Ace of Spades, Ace of Diamonds, and Ace of Clubs. And that, my friends, is what's on top, name pending, but with clear plastic cards. I would say doable. So the clear cards mess me up. I think if I didn't have the clear cards, it would have been fine. Like, perfectly. Well, I was close to checking the gaff meter. Alright, excellent. Okay. Alright, I've got... Thank you kindly for the applause and the clap. Chan the Matchman, checking the gaff meter. Thank you kindly for the claps, checking the gaff meter, and e-room. Okay, let's see here. So I want to coin matrix Al. Let me do that. Oh, guys, if you're not following our friend Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man. Chan, also a magician, also does magic on Twitch. If you're not following him already, please give him a follow. He does Magic Mondays, and give him a follow. You can catch him tomorrow night or tomorrow evening. Let me rephrase. But if you catch Chan other times, Chan might be playing retro games, might be doing community games, might be playing Grand Theft Auto. So yeah, so definitely give Chan a follow. Let's see. Thank you kindly for the claps, Davey, and thanks for the emotes, Chan. All right. Let's see. Where was I? Oh yes, I was just going to do the coin matrix really quick because you know what? Let me try. Okay, here we go. Got 4 coins. Okay, let me see. Can I do this with Uno cards? We got the Uno cards from earlier, so here we go. All right, so I'm gonna try and make these coins move around. I'm gonna go ahead and cover each coin with an Uno card, and then we will go from there. Okay, so it happens pretty quick. So ready? We'll make this one jump from here to there, then from here to there, and the last one from here to there. There we go. That, my friends, is the coin matrix with Uno cards. All right. Okay, keeping it polished at least. That's good.
Just blew my mind.
Checking the gaff meter. Thank you kindly for the mind blown. Is your mind blown because of the Uno cards or just because of how quickly I did that? So yeah, I've been trying to do this trick basically every stream just to keep it fresh, so I don't forget how to do it because it's like one of my non-card tricks. So I want to keep it sharp. How quickly? Oh yes, yeah, that's right. Here's the thing. If you don't do it quick, you get bored because there's not that much to watch for, right? It's literally just a coin moves, and then it's not a very deep plot. Like, I tabbed away and barely made it back in time. Oh, okay, all right. Well, tell you what, checking the gaff meter. Alchemutation, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. How's it going, Alchemutation? Guys, oh yeah, thank you for getting the shout out for Alchemutation, guys. Hey everybody, welcome in, Craig. How was your stream? Hopefully you had a wonderful stream. What were you up to? Music? I'm guessing. But, let me see. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Redurden, Halfaby. I was musicking. And welcome in E-Room as well from also rating. So yeah, welcome in. Hopefully you had wonderful music. Guys, you're not following our friend Alchemutation, aka Craig. Plays guitar. Also has put out a bunch of his own music. One of which is a Star Trek reference called "Skin of Evil," which references Armus, the Skin of Evil. But yeah, if you are not following our friend Craig, please give him a follow. He is a musician, also does a bunch of other things. He does productivity streams, he does music streams, he plays community games. So yeah, let's give our friend. Also, if you didn't know, Craig, Alchemutation is the #1 raider to this stream. So thank you so much, Craig, for continued support and bringing your community over here. So Alchemutation's bringing the party. All right, so I was actually going to redo a trick, not because I messed it up, but because I was just going to do it again for a visual effect. So let me just go ahead and do it again for the raiders. But actually, Craig, if you would like to request something, feel free. I would love to perform a trick for you for the raid. We were kind of like near the end of the stream, but you know what? Got a raid. I'm gonna stick around, do some more magic. So you let me know, and I will go ahead and do this. All right, so this one's quick anyway. So this is the coin matrix. We're going to make these 4 coins jump around. So I'm going to cover each coin with a card. And so here we go. And we're going to make the coins teleport around into different corners. So okay, so first things first, we're going to make this one jump from here to there. It happens pretty quick from here to there. Don't blink because it can happen right away. Okay, I'm sitting down. It's over. All right. Oh, it's over. All right, all right. That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna go ahead and do another one where we will do it with no cards. So look, I've got so yeah, hands are empty. So these coins are in the 4 corners here, and so here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna go ahead and all right. I'm just gonna go ahead and use no cards this time. Hopefully, checking the gaff meter doesn't miss it. There we go. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 over here, and then 1 over there, and the last one. And that, my friends, is the cardless coin matrix. All right, I see a request from Alchemy for Chan. I didn't do that one. I was gonna do Hitchcock Aces next, and then we'll do Mad Monty. So demand an audit of your sleeves. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, look, my sleeves are up. It's all good. All right. So all right. Let's see. First things first. We are going to get ready to perform Hitchcock Aces for the Raiders. This is actually, I think, one of the, if for anybody who's into card magic, this one is probably one of the most sleight intensive tricks that I'll do on my trick list. So all right, here we go. So first things first, I've set aside the 4 aces. These 4 aces will help us out here. Let me introduce you to them. They are the Ace of Hearts, the Ace of Clubs, signed by Alchemy. There we go. And then the Ace of Diamonds and the Ace of Spades. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and leave the Ace of Spades down here, and that's going to be our leader ace pile. So when we say that, that's the one in which we're going to try and get all of the aces to get collected at by the end of the trick. And so I'm going to go ahead and lay all of these aces out here like this. Now I do promise you by the end of this trick that all of the aces will be together at the end. So all right, and so this is always tough because I don't remember exactly what to do at this point, and so let's see. Oh yeah, I flipped this face down. That's right. I'm trying to remember in my head steps. And then here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and place a card. So in this case, just some, you can remember the Queen of Diamonds if you would like, down here. And I'm going to go ahead and place 3 cards on top of this ace. And now, if we use my hand to conduct the ace through my pinky and my thumb, that ace has swapped places with that Queen of Diamonds. Because now if I show you, look, we have a Queen of Diamonds and none of these are aces because that ace has actually hopped down here. Look, it's the Alchemy signed Ace of Clubs. Now, wait. No, that's right. We're going to go ahead and put the 6 of diamonds. Remember the 6 of diamonds. Down here. And we're just going to go ahead and place the other cards down on top of this ace. And now look, we're just going to go ahead and use my pinky and thumb. And we're going to go ahead and swap that 6 of diamonds with the ace. Because now look, There's our 6 of diamonds. There's another red 6. And there's a bunch of other red cards, but none of those are aces, right? Because here's the ace. Ace of hearts. Chain the Matchman says, I've been practicing that trick this past weekend for tomorrow. Oh, awesome. Yeah, this is a complicated trick, so not gonna lie. Now, some people believe that there's been shenanigans, but let me just flip this over, and you can kind of see that this is the ace of diamonds. And so here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we leave these 3 aces down here, okay? And then we're going to turn this face down. And if you were here, I would have you just put your hand on top of it. If you were, since you're not, I'm going to use my actual mouse that is controlling my computer right now. And then here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and place these 3 cards underneath in there. There you go. Just make sure that. And then, of course, we're going to need some other card down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And now we're going to go 1, 2. Actually, since I can't touch those cards, I'm going to use my other hand, and we're going to touch the top of your hand, i.e. my mouse. And we're going to transfer. Oh, okay. Something felt really weird just now, and that did not feel normal. So normally I would try and bring the ace down here, but that felt really different. I actually think, and if you were here, you could take your hand off and then you could turn over this pile and take a look. But actually, so hold on, we knew that this was here, right? The ace of diamonds. But actually, all of the aces have come up here. The ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. So wait, what happened down here? Well, this would be unimpressive if these would just be random cards. But actually, because the best possible 4-hand card in poker is here, well, this has to be the second best. And so these are all 4 kings. King of hearts, king of spades, king of diamonds, and of course, king of clubs. And that, my friends, is Hitchcock aces. Whew. All right. Let's see here. Ching the Gap Meter says, that's crazy. And Chan said, I've been practicing this for the past week. Yeah. So the thing about this, Chan, is that there's just a lot of stuff to remember to do and how to do it. So, like, good luck. And yeah, if you've been practicing, I mean, it's good practice for a bunch of different sleights. So it is. So for if anybody cares, this trick is sleight intensive. Like, it is. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Redurden says, sorry, that was me. Oh, what was you? What'd you do? Oh. Thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens, checking the gaff meter, Chan the Magic Man. Thank you so much. And Erim says, oh, too bad you don't have an Elvis card. I would be the king of rock and roll, lol. All right. You know what? I'll keep an eye out. If I find an Elvis deck, I mean, I will consider getting it if it's not too expensive. All right, let's see what's next. Oh yeah, so I remember that we had Mad Monty in the list, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let me see here. Okay. That would be rad, not sarcasm. All right, so this one's Mad Monty. All right, so here we go. We've got 6 of hearts, 6 of diamonds, and the 6 of diamonds is signed, 6 of hearts is not. But if I put the 6 of hearts on top and I turn over the pile 1, 2 times, is the hearts on the top or the bottom? I think a lot of people would say it's on the top, and you would be correct because there it is. Now, what if I was to go ahead and turn this over 1, 2, 3 times? Which one is on the top? Would you be impressed if the hearts were still on the top, or if would you be more impressed if the hearts was on the bottom? And let me just go ahead and place these cards down here like this, like you can. And the important thing is, well, actually, I don't know if you know, but Chan the Magic Man had requested this one, I think, as a random trick, right? Chan, was that what you had done? Well, I normally like to use the cards that people who request, and I know that Chan has signed the Queen of Clubs, and so I actually needed to use them as part of the trick, and so look, there's our Chan the Magic Man signed Queen of Clubs, and here's the other red queen. Sorry, not red queen. I said I said red queen, didn't I? Black queen. That's what I meant to say. But anyway, there we go. Okay. Whew. All right. Okay, so let's see. We did last call for a bit. I did call like, hey, we're gonna end in like 20 minutes, and then we got a raid. So anyway, now real last call. If anybody wants to get any more magic in before the end of stream, now's a good time. Otherwise, I will do my outro. We will figure out what to do as a finale trick, and then we will. Oh, I'd actually wanted to do a quote unquote new-ish. Well, I've done it before, but like it's not on my trick list, I don't think. Um, actually wanted to do a different trick. You know what? This is the first time I'm gonna try a new trick as the finale, and then if I can't do it, if I don't do it, then we'll obviously default back to another. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, let me find some cards really quick. But that will be okay. That's my idea. That'll be my idea. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is good. This is good. All right. Okay. I guess how confident am I in doing this trick on the fly? All right. All right, guys. It's a time of stream where I say thank you everybody for coming out and hang out with me. I know it's a weird time because in the United States we just had a time change, so hours are different. So basically everybody's exhausted over here because we lost an hour. Everywhere else in the world, I know you're confused because my schedule's off by an hour now. So there you go. But thank you so much for everybody coming out to hang out with me on this random time traveling Sunday. And thank you so much for everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you clicked on the heat map, requested a trick, chatted in the chat, did a sound alert, sent emotes. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun for me. So thank you so much. Thank you to all the. I talk English good. I'm Asian. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Thank you for all the lurkers out there, because if it wasn't for you guys, well, magic is one of those rare art forms where if I'm just practicing magic at home, no magic's actually happening. So thank you so much for the follow, Thombert, or Tombert. Davy's eating sandwich. Thank you too, Crazy. Nice to see you again, friend. Yeah, good seeing you too. So secretly, Davy, I'd lurked a couple times in your stream in the past like 2 weeks. Not for too long. It was like for 8 minutes, I think. But where was I? Oh yeah, so magic, one of those rare art forms where if I'm just practicing magic at home, there's no magic happening. Magic has to happen in your mind. All right. So if if you guys believe that any of this was real magic, I mean, it's all just sleight of hand and presentation. But it's man, I didn't even do my normal disclaimer there. But if you want to believe that it is black magic or sorcery or a deal with the devil, I mean, look, sleight of hand magic is the perfect cover story for all of that. Guys, if you are not following our friend and mods, guys, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Thanks, Chan, for coming by today. And yeah, give Chan a follow. And he does Magic Mondays, so he'll do some magic tomorrow evening. But if you catch Chan any other time, he might be playing games. So community games, retro games, Grand Theft Auto. So definitely give Chan a follow. And guys, we're not following our friend and mod, Gibson Lens, aka Bert. Please give Gibson Lens a follow. Gibson Lens is a pianist and composer, has composed a bunch of his own originals, has also recently released his first album, which we were just talking about earlier on stream. Also, if you like the hype train music, that is actually a Gibson Lens original. So the hype train music is Expanse, and Expanse is the third track on the new album. So, but definitely give Chan the Magic Man and Gibson Lens a follow if you're not already. Okay, all right. So with that, let's see. Let me. Chan says, "How was the Rising card trick I showed you last week?" Yo, so Rising card. I mean, I'm not actively working on Rising card, but after I saw it, I was like, "Yo, okay." So when you told me those things, so I'm aware of how some Rising cards are done, and then you told me that, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I think I understand. I don't know exactly how it's done, but I have a couple of ideas." So, guys, if anybody is not aware of a trick called the Rising card, Chan on his stream last time did a Rising card, and so there's a couple of ways to do it, um, but the impressive part is you have a spectator choose a card, and then Chan puts all the cards back into the deck in the deck box. The top is still open. Then the selected card comes out of the deck by itself. It just comes out of the box. Now, if anybody's familiar with how some stuff works, you might be able to explain away some of that. But then the card goes back into the box, and I'm like, what? Okay, that part, I'm like, no, I don't know. There's got to be something, and I'm like, it's okay. That was a good one, Chan. Good one. All right, so I just turned off the queue, and now we're going to. Thanks, says Chan. All right, yeah, you're welcome. That was good. That was good. So I'm going to do, you know what, we're going to do a magician's choice, and then hopefully I don't mess this up, because if I do, then I'm going to do another trick for the finale, because I can't end on a trick in which I mess up. All right, guys, here we go. It's brand new. Yeah, I know you were saying on your stream it was the first time you did it on stream, right? So, all right. Okay, so here we go. This is the first time I'm doing this as a finale, because on a whim I was thinking I wanted to do this on stream and I didn't do it earlier. So, all right, but first things first. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 cards, and those 6 cards um, are the black tens and nines and the queen and king. Okay. Um, and so here's what we want to do with this. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and take the red king and queen, and we're just going to lay them down out like this. All right. Actually, just make sure they're okay. You can see them. Okay. All right. So here's what we want to do. I want to go ahead and take. I don't know if this is the king or the queen, but one of those red hearts. I'm just going to grab it, and I'm going to put it into this packet. So now you should be able to see one of these. And so here we go. There. Okay, so this was the queen. All right. And that has swapped place with this. Okay. Excellent. So now we have 4 face down cards, but I'm now going to grab the king and I'll swap it with this other card, because now you should be able to see that the king is here. And of course, now I don't know if you know, but when I first did this trick, I actually themed it as though a virus had infected people. And one of the things that you could do to check whether to see if like the 10 of clubs was infected was check the back, and it's not, because you'd be able to tell immediately if it was infected. So here's the 10 of clubs, here's the 10 of spades, here's the 9 of spades, and here's the 9 of clubs. Now those are not infected, but if we take a look, the queen of hearts is infected, and the king of hearts is infected. And that, my friends, I'll call a successful finale. And if anybody is curious, that one is called Trouble Backer by Max Maven. So rest in peace, Max Maven. One of my, I guess, favorite card Magic creators had passed away a couple years ago. So Davey is eating a sandwich. Says, "Whoa, GG, crazy." Thanks, Davey. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens, Tombert, Davey's eating a sandwich, E-Room. Thank you so much. So, FYI, guys, I think that was probably the first time trying something brand new for a finale, and I think it works. So, uh, yeah, I actually think I can put that on the trick list because I now have a slight reading. That's what I'm calling my magic system, my card magic system. Slight reading on the. So I have the sheet for it. So if I ever forget, I could just refer to it, and hopefully I could just do it. So, but anyway, there we go. Cool. So that's that. Let's go find somebody to raid. And yeah, let's see here. Anyway, hopefully everybody had a great time. I had a good time. I actually, as I said, came into the stream. I wasn't sure how good I was feeling, but um, I feel a lot better. I think just hanging out, doing a bunch of magic, chatting, making jokes, reminiscing. I like reminiscing. Not just the act, but also the song. All right, let's see who's on. Let's see who we can raid. Let's see. Last week. Okay. Oh yeah. So okay. I think I have somebody in mind. Let me see how long. Because originally I think we were gonna raid this person last week, and then we changed at the last minute. So, um, let me double check. Okay. Cool. Nice one, says E-Room. Thanks. All right, and then also let me consult the spreadsheet and make sure that I'm not remembering wrong because human memory is bad, so that's why I have spreadsheets. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so last week, yep, we did not. Okay, so let me search, see when the last time, if I could spell correctly. Oh yeah, okay. So we haven't read this person since January. It's March, so okay. All right, and she's still going. Okay. All right, guys. So today we're going to be rating our friend, Little River Band. Yes, E-Room. So today we're going to be rating our friend, Seven Senshi. If you guys have not heard of Seven Senshi, we are. So Seven Senshi is a flautist. You can request shame. I can request shame. Oh, hold on. I gotta put. So here, Seven Senshi. There we go. Okay. So Seven Senshi is a flautist, plays flute. She likes to play anime music, VGM, handful of other things in addition, but also has some of Gibson Lens's originals on the song list as well. So, and I was actually going to go right over there last time, but we were like, whoa, okay. And then I saw that E-Room recommended somebody that I was like, all right, let's raid over there instead. So we did that last time. So this week, let's go ahead and raid over to 7 Senshi. And if you guys want to come along with the raid, here's a raid call. And if you're subbed, here's a sub raid call. And then let me go ahead and start the raid. And then I can continue talking after the raid has been started. All right. One good news is that I haven't seen Twitch mess up as much lately about leaving people behind. Not saying that it doesn't happen, but I don't know, I've experienced it a little bit less. Um, but anyway, other than that, it was great seeing everybody today. Thanks for coming out. Hopefully you guys had fun. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Everybody remember, have a glorious night. Have a glorious rest of the week. Remember to take care of yourselves. Remember to hydrate. Remember to stretch. And of course, remember to get good sleep. So, all right. Yeah. And Davey says, have a good rest of your night, everyone. Thank you, Davey, for coming by and hanging out. Everybody take care of yourselves, and we will see y'all next time. All right. Bye. Thank you always, Nom. Thanks for checking the gaff meter. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, and importantly, I forgot to mention this during the outro, but thank you for rating Alchemmutation, and thank you for the support, Adam and Violet Evie. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, I got it in there. I got it in. All right. Okay, bye everybody. See ya. Thanks for streaming, Obi-Wan. Yes, you're welcome. And thanks for the raid, Alchemmutation. Greatly appreciate it. And thanks for the raid, probably Chris. Thanks for the raid. Man, I am so out of it today.